Hi Leos, this is Kathy Mamelin, Psychic Medium. Welcome to my channel and welcome to a no contact reading. This is for my Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus and any cross watchers. Today I'm going to ask my spirit guides about the person on your mind. What are their thoughts and feelings during no contact? Where is this connection headed? Will there be any changes in this connection? What is happening around this connection? And any guidance that spirit may. So let's see what our guides say. Let's see what they want you to know. Welcome to anybody that was newly guided here. I'm so grateful. Spirit, please share with me any loving messages. What is it that you have for us? I am listening for you now. I have a false mask. It came into me as I was holding back, okay? That they probably was holding back, how they've been feeling for a little while, that they've been pulling away for a little while, that maybe they weren't happy for a little while. But I feel like they pretended everything was okay. And that's why I'm going to say caught off guard, that the person who all of a sudden just announces one day, I'm not happy and I need a break. And you're like, what? You've never said you weren't happy, or unhappy. You never said anything. All truth will be revealed. Did they use a different, always must a feeling of, did they use a different excuse? Like, I'm not happy, but what's really going on is I wanted to try to be with somebody else. So, it was a little bit of a feeling of telling you, I want a break from you. I want to have time alone to work on myself, but they really wanted to start dating other people or somebody specifically. So that could be happening with some of you. Our souls mirroring, exposing and refeeling all. I'm going to say they can't get away with anything, that your soul almost knows when they're telling the truth. You can feel it. You can tell that, what, they've been holding back. They haven't been themselves. They haven't been acting normal lately. They just weren't being consistent. They weren't looking me in the eye. Something was lurking in the shadows. You knew this was coming. It's almost a feeling of, I was caught off guard, but deep down inside, I was like, something's going on. So it's still hard when it happens. Think the impossible and the unexpected. There's always hope. I mean, there's always a change. There's always hope for changes. There's always a change in energy. Somebody changes their mind, that they're saying change is going to come. Bottom of my deck. So yeah, there's always hope for change. That's how it's coming in. I think this person didn't know what, I feel like this person didn't know what they wanted. I'm sorry if I just lost you there for a second. I'm hoping my videos are okay. I'm kind of worried. I just lost you for a second. So this feeling of, I just didn't know what I wanted. Let's see what the cards are saying. I have a King of Pentacles. I have a Three of Swords. I have a Knight of Pentacles. And I have a Queen of Swords. Little bit of a probably used work as an excuse. I'm really busy. I need to focus on my career. I need to focus on something. I need to rebuild my finances. I need to get in a better place. So something to do with finances around this person. Three of Wands. Thinking about their future. This feels like my ego's taking over, like I was putting myself first a little bit. I really wasn't thinking how it was going to affect you. I really wasn't planning on, like the chain of reaction, that how it would affect you. Maybe we shared a home. Now all of a sudden I can't afford the rent by myself, or, you know, how am I gonna afford to stay here without a partner? I don't know if I thought that far ahead. I feel like something kind of got left me high and dry. I have a Nine of Wands. This is harder than you know. So I feel like somebody is really struggling in this connection, and the other person has just kind of moved on and said, I just needed my space. I have a Devil. I think if somebody interfered, I do. I feel like behind the scenes, somebody, I'm going to say another woman, just for the sake of, you know, it could be man, woman, whatever, but someone interfered, you know, and a little bit of a blew up my life. I have a Wheel of Fortune. I have a Six of Cups, and I have a Five of Wands, the bottom of my deck. So let's see what I'm feeling. Thinking about us, I would say that. I'm also thinking about like our last fight, or our last words, or the last thing we said. That could be going round and round in my head. I'm struggling with that. I am also imagining that if we're meant to be together, we will, with the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like I'm just kind of putting it out to the universe at this point and saying, you know what, if this person wants to be with somebody else, then I can't do anything about it. If we're meant to be together, then we'll be together. So did they have to sow their oats? Did they have to see if the grass is greener on the other side? Are you going to be able to forgive them? Would you be able to ever trust them again? Is a very difficult question. Spirit, please share with me my no contact. What are the feelings or energy around this? I have Luck. Yeah, there's a part of me that says I'm putting it in the universe's hands, is how it's coming into me. Either you've accepted, you know, the situation, and you're just going to say, you know what, if I can't do anything about it, it's not in my hands. I'm not in control, right? So if I'm supposed to be with this person, then it's yeah, okay, then it will come back and we'll talk and we'll heal, something like that. A change of direction. Number 12, 12 weeks, 12 days, something like that. Maybe this person will come back in December, the number 12. Almost a feeling of someone changes direction. Is it a 180? Are they, you know, wanting to come home? I have a bond. Okay, a heart bond. They're realizing that there's more going on here. They love you more than they thought. That's usually, if you're supposed to be back together, that's the best part about a no contact, is that separation hurts. And they realize that they miss you. They realize that they actually do love you. They realize that I'm supposed to be with you. So I guess the heartache, you know, the sense of heartache is catching up with them. That I'm actually feeling it. Maybe it was okay in the beginning, but now it's starting to really hurt. I have Soar. This person could come back quickly. This person, if they're coming back, they could just one day decide, I have to talk to you. I have to see you. So it is a sense of urgency. I have to see you. So what, the grass probably wasn't greener. You know, those are hard. I took the risk. I was exposed. You know, the truth came out. So now it's kind of like, now what do we do about it? Spirit just said, I'm not going to keep lying to you. I guess that we both know where we stand and whatever's happening in this particular connection. But this person is realizing that there's still a lot of feelings here and their heart is aching, and they probably weren't expecting that. I have a 10 of Wands. It's harder than they thought. I have a Hermit. That is definitely loneliness. I have a King of Swords. So that's, you know, just thoughts of you. And I have a 10 of Wands and a 10 of Swords. So it's harder than they thought. And this is almost a feeling of really wondering, is it really over? Like, they are now starting to question, you know, is there any chance, is there any chance? And is it really over? I feel like you've given it over to the universe, which is probably a good thing to do. You don't have control over what they're thinking and feeling right now, because I feel like they have been kind of all over the place in the last period of time since you've been in a separation. Everything from, I want to try something new, to I'm missing my old life. I'm missing my life I had with you. So that this person's been on kind of a roller coaster ride as well as you. I have a 9 of Cups. What they're missing is the consistency. What they're missing is knowing what they had with you, who they had, what to expect, you know, that they knew you. And they missed that kind of, that constant love that was there, and that kind of reliability that was in this connection. So, you know, when you start something new with somebody else, you don't really know what you're getting into. And sometimes you're getting into a bunch of drama and crazy and high maintenance, and, you know, and maybe they didn't have any of that with you. Let's get some feelings. I wish I would have treated you better. I feel like I kept something from you for a while. You probably had a feeling like something was up, and it wasn't fair to you. They should have just been more upfront with you and told you sooner, or something like that. I'm trying to understand myself, that they have been going through a little bit of all over the place. And what is it that they really want? You don't want this person back until they know what they want. Trust me. I love you with all my heart and soul. I do believe that they're realizing that they do love you. And I don't think they stopped loving you. I feel like they just, I don't know, maybe they thought that there was something else out there, or something better, or, you know, when you get out there and you realize, you know what, people are people. Everybody has kind of things, you know, any relationship's going to have things. There's not going to be any perfect relationship. And maybe they were much more compatible with you than they realized. I still have hope we can work this out. There is a huge ray of hope in this. I will say that. I absolutely will give you that. Okay. If that's something that you're hoping for, that there's a part of them that says, you know, could we work things out? And I think that the answer to that is yes. Let's get a couple more love messages. I know I've let you down. Yeah, absolutely. They got some repairing to do. My love for you will never change. So you don't just stop loving somebody. Even if you're in separation, it takes a long time to stop loving somebody, if ever. You might have people in your life, you'll love them forever, but it doesn't mean that you want to be with them. I want you to love me for who I am. I'm sure you do, but will you love them for, what they just made you go through is the question. I'm ashamed of what I've been doing with my life. Yeah, there's almost this kind of rebellious, I got to get something out of my system. I got to sow my oats. I got to be single. I got to, there was like this kind of escapism. And maybe that's what you weren't expecting. Maybe you thought this person was more closer to settling down and really what had that out of their system. And then this kind of took you for a loop. So, but the good news is their heartache, unfortunately, their heartache is catching up to them. And there is a sense of someone's changing direction, and I'm going to say rethinking. Okay, rethinking, a situation, and that's positive in that case, because that's somebody who says, I don't know if I made the best decision. Pushing you away might not have been the best thing I did. I have to see you again. I'm going to hold on to. I always feel like if I could just see somebody, hug them, without getting into, are we back together or not back together? Sometimes if you could just hold somebody, it's like you get all the answers that you need. Do we still love each other? Do we still want to be together? Do we still want to fight for this? Or is it over? So, but unfortunately, we have these big conversations and we need to talk first and all of those things. So sometimes a hug will give us all the answers. Let's put this out into the universe for you. And I hope that some of these messages helped you today. I want to thank Spirit for these messages. If you're new to this channel, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you for your comments. Claim it, own it, it's yours. If anyone would like to book a private reading with me, please go to my website, KathyMammelin.psychicmedium.com. Also, check out my other channels, my main channel with lots of love readings and my pick a card channel. You may be interested in those messages also. And those links are in the description. I'll see you all again real soon, and just hang in there. Just, it looks like something may be changing, and I feel like there is a ray of hope. I will say that today. So we'll see you again real soon.